Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in hour number 3 of OTB. And here in this hour, we got a lot for you. We got Chef Michael Johnson in 15 minutes. We got Patrick Willis, NFL Hall of Famer, at 9:30.
Hall of Famer.
Here before Flynn gets to the film breakdown. He's going to go back to the tape. I do want to remind you about our friends over at Rouse's. Just because LSU is on the road, that does not mean you can't go pick up your tailgate packages, because look, you can have at-home tailgates. We all know that. You can go pick up some of those trays. They got little finger sandwiches, mini muffalettas, mini po' boys, Rouse's chicken salad, mini croissants, assorted pinwheels, plus cheese trays, fruit trays, veggie trays, all at Rouse's. Also My Height, so you stay hydrated for the weekend.
Gosh.
Speaking of Rouse's, we'll be there tomorrow, 7 a.m. until 10 a.m. That breakfast bar is heating up. It's already ready to go when we get there at 6:40. It's already ready. So come hang out. Come eat breakfast. We've had a lot of loyal listeners do it already. You should do it tomorrow. And Alondra, they've also got some pretty cool things going on right now that we're partnering with them.
Yeah, they want to cover your spread. So your tailgating spread, and even this weekend, if it's an away game, you still maybe want to host a little party. Rouse's wants to take care of you. So if you go to our website, you can sign up and have a chance to win for Rouse's to take care of all your tailgate needs. We're going to be picking a winner every week up until the end of football season. And
Are we eligible?
I don't believe so.
All right. Got
So,
a lot
I
of
don't
children, a
know.
lot of spread.
A lot of children.
All right.
So then also, if you enter, there's also going to be a season-long giveaway. If LSU's in the postseason, you can win some postseason tickets at the end of the season. So
All right.
head over to 1045ESPN.com to sign up
Let's go.
for Rouse's to cover your spread.
All right, so let's get back into the film room with Matthew Clayton Flynn. He was watching tape and picked up on a little tendency there from the Ole Miss Land Sharks.
So I just want to give our viewers, our listeners, kind of like an inside look at the things that I look for when I watch film. And so we've talked about, like, in my tenure in the NFL, this is stuff I didn't learn when I was in college or look for in college. In my tenure in the NFL, you look for every advantage you can going into a game.
Yeah.
Most teams do it legally. Some teams do it illegally. Connor Stallions.
Yeah.
But one thing I always look for is, how is the defense communicating? How do they understand what play that they're running on defense? Because they have play calls just like they do on offense. So I used to rip signals from opponents during games. I used to look at defensive backs. I used to look at DBs, the defensive backs coach, how the linebackers are communicating out to the corner, because there's one guy that gets the play call in his helmet with a speaker, and that's usually the middle linebacker.
Yeah.
But everybody else has to know what it is too. So how are they getting that information? Some teams are better at it than others. And believe it or not, football is a very complicated sport to play, but it's not rocket science. And a lot of times there's very obvious things that you can pick on and tells that you can get from an offensive perspective. Some are easier than others. And by God, this week, they signal a lot.
Yeah.
They are a high signaling defense. They do it, and they communicate with hand signals, and they're not all very creative. So if LSU can pick up on a little bit, and I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they watch, we used to watch TV copies and try to pick up on verbal communication. What words mean, like if they say, all right, you might hear them say down left, it means down left. Safety's coming down left. They might say laser, it means the safety's coming down left. They might say rocket. Oh, okay, safety down right. Got it. So we would look for all those things. We'd look for signals. I'm going to show you a couple clips here. And we always talk in coverage. There's cover 0, which means there's no safety help. It's a 0 blitz. There's one-on-one coverage. Cover 1 means man. Cover 2 is a type of zone, 2 high zone. Cover 3 is a 1 high zone. Cover 4 is a different type of zone. Like there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Well, cover 1 is man-to-man. So what I'm going to show you here is 3 clips. And there's multiple of these. So I want you to see the referee has just spotted the ball, the linesman. And so he's backing off. So everybody's communicating at this point. I got it paused because we just got to the line of scrimmage. Offense knows the play. The defense has just got a call in.
Yep. And
they're just signaling. So they're all communicating with each other. Up top, you're going to see them communicate. I want you to watch a little signal up here at the top. This safety right here. You see what he's doing? He's communicating with hand signals to his cornerback. And what did he just give to him? He gave him the number 1. He said, hey, we're running cover 1.
Yeah.
Oh, how about this nickel down here? He just looks at the corner and goes like this. Cover 1.
He just shakes his 1.
Hey, and Alondra.
Yes.
What coverage do you think they run on this play?
Cover 1?
Cover 1! So right there, I watched film for 10 minutes. I'd already ripped the signal. And it wasn't hard. Okay, oh, sure, Matt. Sure, Jake. They were probably in a hurry. That's not their normal signal for cover 1, is it? Well, let's go find out. Let's go to the third quarter. Random play here. Let's watch these guys signal a lot. Oh, look at this safety right up here. What finger did he just communicate to? 1.
I think it was the
what
one
about
again.
this guy down here? Look at this guy right here. He's counting. 8 looks at him, and he goes, 1. Oh, look at this guy. 1. And he's not just pointing.
You got Sage Ryan.
They're all
right
going
here,
like this.
all going cover 1. Sage
Look at
Ryan's doing
Sage
it
Ryan,
again.
yes.
Pointing to the other safety, holding up
And oh my God.
1.
Oh, look at number 3 right here. He backs up and he goes like this. 1. Oh my God. What coverage are they running, Taylor?
Cover 1.
Cover 1. It's called man-to-man. They didn't do it real well either.
Bet Sage still gets beat. Play the play.
Yeah, where's he going?
Yeah, where's he? The cross
he
and route, he
floating like
completely
that?
misses him. Go back to that.
Well, he's the only one that's in zone.
Yep.
But
So they run a
But, like,
nice
what
little man
zone is he
beater.
going to?
he's supposed to be in the middle
Yeah,
of the
who's
field.
he? Yeah.
You
And
talking
then
about him?
Come on.
No,
yeah.
No, look,
Sage
and then
Ryan.
he just runs towards the opposite sideline. Like
No, he
nobody's
doesn't
open.
run. He yogs.
He
With a
yogs. You're right.
soft J.
You're right.
Yogs?
Okay. All right. Maybe. One time, okay, could be a fluke. 2 times, it's starting a little bit of a streak. Certainly. There's not 3 clips in there
No,
in this
can't
game.
be. That
Where
would
they're
be
just
absurd.
signaling 1. Oh, what's 32? He's a corner, isn't he?
Yep.
What's this signal he's giving down here?
1.
1. Yep.
Now,
Guess
before
what?
this plays out, I think they're going to run.
Hold on. Can I get a guess? Show of hands if you think you're going to run cover 1 here.
I'll throw it up.
You know
I got
what?
that.
I don't think they're going to do it this
All
time.
right. There you go. Odds. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, it's looking pretty.
Oh, boy.
It's looking pretty cover 1 to me.
Yeah,
It's cover 1.
it is.
Dang it.
Now you see here, what they do down here is you got 2 tight receivers, so they
Yeah,
in and out this.
in and out,
First
yeah.
person to cross, the inside guy will take a man, and then the other guy,
Yeah.
So he
so
crosses.
it's actually a tough play for the safety
Safety cuts him.
because you can hit that drag right there, and then
Yep.
your guy's got the sideline.
So there we go. I mean, whew, genius. How did I pick that one up?
Yeah, their cover 3 signals, not holding up 3 fingers, but it's pretty easy to pick up.
Yeah, their cover 3 signal. It's this.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But the one is truly wild.
It is pretty wild. Hey, we're in cover one.
Yeah, so those are the things you look for. Those are the things that
Usually they're a little bit more complicated.
I was just about to say, so Matt's really good at picking up signals. Like he did it for a long time legally.
Boom.
But
No
there's
fake
some
glasses.
there's some that are easier than others to pick up.
Yep.
And look, it's always mind games. Like if this was directional school U and not Arkansas in a dogfight that they were in, I could say, well, maybe they were just trying to put that on tape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like to try to down the road,
Yeah,
throw
that's
up the
Arkansas.
one and play something else.
I don't know if you do that in college.
It's true. Too.
Like you would do, like in the NFL, you would do dummy stuff. You would do like,
could you have-
dummy signals, dummy
you got to
cadences.
be either a code word that everything I do is dummy and it doesn't mean anything, or a code signal, like a third base coach in baseball. Like if I tap my helmet, then I give a signal like it's nothing. It doesn't mean any. As soon as I tap my helmet, whatever I do, whatever I say until I say the thing that turns it live, doesn't mean anything.
Or we'd legitimately just say, hey, I'm going to signal on this play.
Yeah.
Ignore it. And so we'd have like an all-go hinge called, and we'd signal something that meant like the opposite of that, like double slants or something, and they would just ignore it, so it was put on tape. I don't think the cover one and one finger does that.
It was funny.
So it's not rocket science, people.
Yeah, just like like when I was in Denver, Omaha meant something completely different almost every other week because like they wanted you to think Omaha was a certain thing, and then once you got an idea of what Omaha was, then here we are, we're changing it. Like you'd say ice cream. Well, whatever I say after ice cream, it does not matter. There's nothing that is live. So I'm going to get out there, right? I'm going to do all that. But as soon as I say Omaha, the next is live.
Yep.
Like whatever I said after that is live. So I mean, it's mind games. But to your point, holding up the one for cover one, that's not the same situation that we're talking about.
Yeah, they do. So they signal a lot. Their linebackers, their defensive backs, and it's something to watch for too. Like when you see them signaling a lot, you see a lot of this. You see a lot of the hands up. Like I didn't get the call. Like I saw it a ton. And watching two games, there's a lot of times where there's one defensive back that's not getting the call. So look for that. Look for some sort of bust, and you have to take advantage of that as an offense. If they're not getting the communication, they usually like, well, if a DB doesn't get a communication, he usually just like tries to play some sort of zone. Or if everybody's in man, he picks up that everybody's in man late, and you get a step on him.
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel like that was an issue for him last year too, and like everybody holds Pete Golding in such a high regard. Like
Pete, I'll give Pete his credit. He's a great defensive mind, but sometimes there's things you just can't do at the college level unless you have a full buy-in from everybody on that defense to buy into it. And so sometimes in college, which is not fair to the coach, but you can have so much up that it does. But Pete's great. That doesn't always translate. Like, you got to find a way to translate it to your players too. Like that's on him as well. But to your point, there was a lot of busted things from a year ago. And you see some of that in tape this year. All right, great breakdown there by
I have to watch
Matthew.
that whole tape.
We do have Chef Michael Johnson set to join us when we come back. Before we take this break, I want to remind you about Central Plumbing, centralplumbing.org. Not only in Central, but the entire greater Baton Rouge area, we are talking to you. Now, they do have that 24/7 emergency service number. Weekend, game day, holiday, does not matter. 225-925-8552. But remember, they're not only in emergencies. If you're looking to upgrade at your home, at your business, they can come in and do that. And if you're looking to go tankless with the tankless water heater, never run out of hot water again. No matter what you got going on, laundry, dishes, shower, does not matter. You got hot water for as long as you want it to. Like literally, it never runs out. And trust me, my children try to test that all the time, but it's okay because when you're tankless, you're going to be taken care of with that hot water. Centralplumbing.org. Chef Michael Johnson to answer your Munchie questions when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Hey, Matt,
Hey, what's up?
when you give the one signal for Ole Miss, you should probably give the two signal because you want to go for dose.
Give me two of them.
You don't need just one. You need two
I
of
don't want a
those.
beer that has only one X on it. Who wants that?
Nobody. You got to have two X's on there, and that's what you're going to get with Dos Equis. So if you're heading to Oxford, Mississippi, and you plan on tailgating and setting up shop and showing them how tailgating is done, make sure that when you pack the tent, when you pack the TV, when you pack the generator, you also pack Dos Equis, because it is always a great time, certainly in the fall, certainly to watch the Tigers play when you go for Dos.
Gotta go for Dos. And we talked about it. It's a big weekend. We got some games this weekend. So Saturday, we're going to be in the living room all day long watching Ryder Cup, watching football. And when I'm doing it, I'm going to go for Dos. So if you are going to enjoy a couple of bevies, delete a few beers, and of course do it responsibly, make sure it's a Dos Equis.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
You were the first thing that I thought of when I thought I drank you off my mind. When I get lost in the liquor, you're the only one I find. If I did the things
Alondra, I'm going to need you to go ahead and send this playlist today.
I haven't made one of those in a while.
I know.
I got you.
Yeah, us Apple Music people got to stick together.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to our guy, Chef Michael Johnson. It is now time for some munchies.
Get ready to tantalize your taste buds and leave this segment hungry. This is Munchies with Executive Chef Michael Johnson.
Let's eat.
Chef, how we doing? How we living?
Yeah. You good?
Hey, we got you. There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's my kind of music right there.
There we go. Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've been playing. I say we. It's been Alondra has been playing the hits all day today. Chef, I am going to be with the team heading to the state of Mississippi. So I'm going to start off with a Mississippi question. Your
Okay.
favorite food that is tied to the state of Mississippi?
Oh man, gosh, man, that's a tough one, brother. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you.
Do they have a
food that I
cuisine there?
First thing you think of? What? Nobody.
well, I
Hey.
deer hunt in Mississippi a lot, man, and
There you go.
like Mississippi deer taste damn good because they're all acorns dead. Yeah, I'm actually in Mississippi as we speak.
Okay.
I'm traveling with the team as well. I'm up here already with the.
Oh, we
with the
got you on the
advanced
road
team.
this weekend?
You have me on the road for the rest of the year. Yeah,
Oh, we're hanging out in
Yeah.
old Tupelo, Mississippi, huh?
yeah. So
All right.
the country music is landing just right.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Chef, you are. So, I think you talked about this before on one of the road, probably before Clemson. So, when the team is on the road,
Yeah.
you're reliant on the staff, the chefs there, whether it's the hotel or wherever is feeding the team. So, what kind of hand and what kind of role do you play within that feeding the team in a way in an uncomfortable and a different environment?
Yeah, so it's got to be a non-threatening role, right? Like I got to walk into somebody else's kitchen and ask them to do stuff our way, right? And so you don't do that in a commanding voice. You do that with an ask. You go in there and you have to be humble and not arrogant. You have to, build trust quickly without wrinkling feathers or, you know what I mean? And so that's it in a nutshell. You just have to go in there and you understand that it's not your kitchen and you're asking people to do things. And fortunately, we've been doing this for long enough that rapport has been built with a lot of places that we go to, specifically the SEC schools. And then, when you go into the larger cities, for instance, if we're going to Atlanta for a champion, like a SEC championship, New Orleans for an SEC championship, you have professional hotels there that have, they do this all the time. And so you're really there just to kind of guide them a little bit and give them information that is necessary. For instance, this year's team eats very early for breakfast, and a lot of them show up for breakfast. We've had years where the team kind of trickled in through breakfast, and you don't need all the food available right at doors. And then when this team comes in, you better have 75% of the food ready at doors because they're all sitting outside waiting to eat. They're ambitious. So knowing those subtle little details helps us prepare for success on the road.
Chef, there's a lot of people wondering if you're going to get chicken on a stick at the gas station in Oxford.
What I had already this morning was a hot link in the world's worst hash brown I've ever eaten in my life. So I'm gonna
How do you screw up a
avoid
hash
gas.
brown?
I'm going to avoid gas station food from this point on.
Right.
I will tell you this though. My uncle called me. He lives in Loranger, and he's got a lot of Mississippi friends, and he tells me I need to go to Como Steakhouse. So I may go and seek that tonight. Yeah.
All right.
Jeff, when you want to treat yourself to like just a good old fashioned restaurant breakfast, what's your like go to? Is it a Waffle House, Cracker Barrel, IHOP? Like, what's chef's go to restaurant breakfast?
Yeah, it's Waffle House, man. I take my kids to Waffle House every Sunday morning. It's like absolute chaos, and I love it. I've actually been in a Waffle House that was brand new and super clean, and I turned around and walked out. I was like, I can't do this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't trust this at all. Something's off here.
The floor's not seasoned.
Yeah, not sticky enough. What's going on here?
We used to go to IHOP with my kids, man, and there's always a line, and you're waiting for 30 minutes, and I'm just not that big a fan of pancakes, man. Like, I'm a hash browns guy, and they just do hash browns right, you know.
Yeah, they do.
Chef, we got a question. Which southern state has the worst cuisine?
That's a good one. Man, that's tough. I mean, I'm in Mississippi right now, so I kind of want to poke at them. But I think, I don't know, probably Florida, to be honest with you. I've had some really good food in Alabama and in Mississippi, some good old Southern cooked food. So I'm going to poke at Florida today, man.
All right. Hey, look, this show will poke at Florida every day and all day. So
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I would think probably per capita, the South has probably the best cuisine of anybody.
Yeah.
At least we got good Southern like comfort food. You can get biscuits and gravy. You can get that anywhere in the South.
I mean, honestly, if you just said SEC, I would probably poke at Mizzou because I even grew up in Missouri and they just have bland food. But if you're saying in the South, I'm going to take a poke.
Wait a minute, are you trying to tell me Missouri, which is in the Southeastern Conference, isn't in the South?
Well, the southern half of it is. The northern, the Missouri River splits the state of Missouri in half. And a lot of people don't know this, but the Mason-Dixon line split Missouri in half, and it was kind of an invisible piece of it. Yeah. And that's how the Missouri-Kansas border war started. Was Quantrill's Raiders. So there's a lot of history in that, actually. Yeah.
Chef, so we not a ton of questions coming in here, but I do have one that's intriguing. A lot of comments, not a lot of questions, but I do have one here that's a little intriguing to me. What's a food conspiracy or conspiracy theory that turned out to potentially be true? I know there's a lot of different like food science things that happens. We've talked a little bit about the gluten before, gluten-free stuff. But what's a food conspiracy that you have found that's just it ain't true?
I don't know. I don't get into food conspiracy theories too much. I'm more into food history. Because I think conspiracy theories are built off of things that have potential and not things that have been proven. And so I don't really pay as much attention to it, right? Mm-hmm. I think that every time they have this new superfood, that's kind of a conspiracy to me. You know what I mean? Like, food has been around for so long that I really hesitate to think that, the superfoods are still being found. We've discovered so much stuff that it's difficult for me to accept that, there's a new superfood that's been found, and it's the save all. It's going to make us all skinny, and we're going to lose fat, and you know what I mean. And so I think they're in that wheelhouse there, something that's going to improve the whole world and make us all lose weight. Those are the things I kind of question.
But Chef, it's from the rainforest. It's a berry from the rainforest.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah.
Chef, last one before we let you go. We're about to tell the people about Supreme Rice. What's your favorite type of rice?
So I deal with a grain of rice. It's actually it was made. It's I've been up since 2:30 this morning, guys. On a brain party. It used to be. I don't know. I can't remember the name of the grain of rice right now.
Flynn's is jasmine, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, right. Well, the grain of rice that we purchased is a high protein, low glycemic index, and LSU helped construct it. They helped modify this rice grain so that it had low glycemic index for people who are diabetic and still like rice. So in essence, you don't have to eat as much rice to get a higher amount of protein, if that makes sense. So it's pretty interesting in that. It used to be called Prairie Acadian, and now I can't think of the name that it is. But Mike Frugier runs the business, and he came to me with a grain of rice, and I looked at it was skeptical of it, and after I did my research in it, it just made a lot of sense. So we do serve brown rice and jasmine rice and all other kinds, but when it comes to Louisiana, that's the grain that I use.
All right, there he is, Chef Michael Johnson, good enough to join us for your Munchie questions every single week. Chef, we appreciate it as always, sir.
Take care, guys.
Supreme Rice has the glycemic as well, in case you were wondering, that low.
I'm a medium grain
healthy option. All right, Patrick Willis, NFL Hall of Famer, when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Like I said, we're going to tell you about Supreme Rice. They do have that low glycemic rice that is a great option for diabetics. They also have brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine. They've got it all over at Supreme Rice. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for jambalayas, etouffees, stews, red beans, and gumbos. It is located right here, southwest Louisiana. You go to Crowley, man, they have done so much for the town. I told you, we play a baseball tournament there. It's like you see Supreme Rice in the background there, man. Just, it feels like home when you go see them over at Supreme Rice. And you can go find Supreme Rice at Rouse's, Walmart, Kroger, all your AG food stores. Find them online, supremerice.com.
Yeah, what's your favorite type of rice?
I'd go jasmine.
I go medium grain. That is actually what I make almost. Not that long grain stuff. I know it's traditional, but I like medium grain, and I like it from Supreme. Supreme Rice right here. Every grain is supreme, and every bite is a perfect complement to every meal. So go check them out at your local store, supremerice.com.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB here on this Thursday morning. Very excited for our next interview. Somebody that I was never excited to play against because he was better than me, and that is Patrick Willis, NFL Hall of Famer, Ole Miss legend there. Played his entire career there for the San Francisco 49ers. Patrick, what's going on, man? Glad to have you on the show.
Hester, buddy, thanks for having me, man. Glad to be on. Always good to chop it up with you, talk up with you. So, yeah, man, excited for this weekend.
All right, true or false, you have a club on your hand right now?
You know what? Not at the moment. Not at the moment, but I'm sure we can put one together though, real quick.
Oh, dude, hey, P. Willie, man, we were talking about it right at the beginning of the show, and so I feel like every time I played you, man, you had a hand injury that you had to club up. But do you remember y'all came and played us in San Diego, and you and TK both had clubs on your right hands, and y'all were right there in the middle of the defense. And as a fullback, having to block both of you guys, it wasn't very fun.
Man, I remember that like it was yesterday. I remember just the game before. I think we had played Arizona, and we were just trying to get into the playoffs because back then, that NFC West, you could be 8-8 and get in, and so we had to win. We needed to beat Arizona, then we needed to beat you guys. And so, man, there was no way that we were not going to play in that game. I remember I broke my hand the first quarter of the game, and then I think it was like 2 series later, TKO came over and said, "Bro, I think I just broke my hand." I was like, "Man, quit messing with me, man." And next thing you know, we're in the operating room on Monday and playing you guys on Thursday with screws in our hand in clubs.
I know, and didn't miss a beat. It was always so impressive. I do want to certainly get to the Ole Miss LSU stuff, though. But, man, congratulations. I know I sent you a message, but I just want to tell you here with words, getting into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And I tell people often, and I know you don't like when I say it, man, you're the best I played against, and I played against some of the greats. But, when you have a combination of being smarter, faster, and stronger than somebody you're going against, it's a bad combo for that guy. So, man, you played the right way. You did everything the right way. You were always humble in your approach as well. So congratulations on getting into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Man, I really appreciate that, Jacob. Man, I'm really, really grateful. I thank God for just the opportunity to pursue, a dream. and a reality. I always say I dreamed with a reality, and to be able to, go play at that level and not just play at it, but, leave a mark. I give all praise and glory to God, and I thank my teammates, my coaches, family, friends, everyone, man. So, I didn't get there alone, so I'm very appreciative, and it was awesome. It was an awesome experience, and grateful to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Amen to that, for sure. So, Patrick, what's up, man? It's Matt Flynn. So I spent
man, what's up, buddy?
Man, it's good to hear your voice, for sure.
You got the fellas over here. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So,
Memories.
I spent a lot of time having to do scouting reports on you as a backup quarterback in Green Bay. I had to do scouting reports on defenders all the time. So, that was one of my jobs. So, being in NSA North, man, we had great linebackers there. It was Lance Briggs, Brian Urlacher. There was great ones. But when we had to play the Niners, we had to do a scout report on Patrick Willis. It's just something a little bit different about you and that whole linebacker core during that period of time. Like, you talk about intimidation. Yeah. You talked about the black clubs on the hand. You talked about just how y'all flew around and played together. It was something else. And to bring up what we got, what you're on here this week for, we got LSU Ole Miss. It was the same thing scouting you back in college. Yeah. So, hey, when you look back at your battles at that time, Ole Miss, LSU, do you have a memory that sticks out from the LSU game?
Oh man, I just got chills thinking about LSU. When I got to Ole Miss, I remember my rookie year. Freshman year. It was Eli's senior year, and I just remember how big it was. I feel like every game was big just because it was Eli, and we did okay that year. We ended up sharing the NFC, I'm sorry, not NFC, but the SEC West with you guys. And I just remember just how massive the game was. And so I remember them telling us when we went to play you guys, I think this might have been my junior year, they was like, man, be careful down at LSU. It's dangerous down there. You don't wear anything that's Ole Miss, how you can get in a fight. And the only thing that was in my head, the only thing I remember telling my family, I was like, listen, whatever y'all do, just wear neutral colors. I said, we're going to go in there. We're going to try to play the best football we can play. But I remember going down there, man, and it was so freaking daggone loud. It was almost like playing down there was like playing in an NFL game every Sunday. But I do remember going down there, man, and we never beat you guys, but I do remember going, I think it was Jamarcus Russell, the year we played Jamarcus Russell, them guys down there. It could have been my sophomore year. It was one of them years, but I just feel like I had one of the best SEC games I ever had, and that was – and then a lot of it had to do with just want to go down to LSU, want to play well, but then really go down there and get up out of there.
To your point, I think I just looked it up. You had 18 tackles, I think, that day. It's somebody that said we have a little chat with a lot of our listeners will tell us their thoughts, and they're like, yeah, I remember that game. And the PA announcer the entire time said tackle made by number 49, Patrick Willis, the entire game.
Yeah,
that's an overtime game, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that was an overtime game.
We went down to the wire with you guys, and then another one real quick was. Do you remember when we played you guys? I think that was the last year that I played you guys down there. It could have been my senior year, and Orgeron was our head coach, and we was the visiting teams, obviously, and we were supposed to run out. And I remember Coach Steen said, not Coach Steen, I remember Coach Orgeron saying, forget those guys. We're going to run out when they run out. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, Coach, I don't think we can do that, man. You're gonna make them mad. They already have all the top guys over there, and you're gonna piss them off even more. And I was always one of those type of people that, man, don't make nobody no more mad than they already have to be to play. And we ran out, and soon we waited, and all of a sudden, as soon as they called you guys, we ran at the same time, and the crowd was like, boo, yeah, boo. I was like, I don't know what to do. Crap, man. So, it was some great memories going against LSU in different forms.
Yeah, I remember one, and I've told Patrick the story in person before. I knew he was different when we were running stretch to the left, and Patrick was lined up outside on the right side of the defense. And I remember getting the stretch, and I had a little bit of a gap, and I put my foot in the ground, and 49 met me in the hole, and I'm like, wait a minute, he was on the complete opposite side of where the play was going. Like, supposed to be there. Where, how, what? Wait a minute, I don't understand. And that's the night, Patrick, you had 18 tackles. So you knew exactly what was going on.
See ball, go get ball.
Hey, you also had a play on the goal line against LSU in Oxford that every time I see a highlight tape of you is on there because you did body slam one of our guys on the goal line there. I'm sure that's a play that you get asked about a lot.
Yeah. Shout out to was that Justin Vincent?
Yeah, it was
I want to say it was Justin Vincent. Yeah. Shout out to him, man. I know a lot of people always give him the, joke about that play or whatnot. We talk about it, and it's just football being played. But I will say, man, Coach Orgeron told me asked me the first day I met him. He said, "I want you to be the general of my defense."
Yeah.
And I remember looking at him like, I think I know what that means, but that means like to be the man, right? The top dog. But a lot of people don't know what comes along with being the top dog or being the captain or being that man and being that person. And so that particular play, I remember calling the front, and as the middle linebacker, me and the person making the call, you got to make sure everybody lined up and correct and get everybody straight. And I remember making a call, and I looked in front of me, and my gap wasn't what it was supposed to be, and I was like, "Oh shit." Excuse me. I was like, "Oh crap." I said, "Oh crap." And the only thing in my head was I could hear Orgeron, "You are the general of my defense," and I'm the type of person too, as a leader. Whatever happens, whatever goes on that field, like good, bad, or indifferent, it's on me.
Yep.
And so the only thing in my mind was, I got to make this right. And I just remember the ball snapped. And I will say, I think you guys might have got the first down, but it was the play and the tackle and everything was so like, man, it was nice. It was nice. It was the kind of stuff that you always wish you could do. You saw people do it on TV and stuff growing up, but yeah, it was just a heck of a play. But I had to make that play right because we lined up wrong and it was on me. And so, that was it.
Now, Patrick, and we're catching up with Patrick Willis here on OTB. LSU Ole Miss is this weekend. I want to ask you just about the Ole Miss program and where they're at and what Lane Kiffin has done for the program. I mean, it's double-digit wins now every single season, and he's getting them to win totals that they've never seen before in program history. And every single year now, y'all are in the conversation. You're in the conversation to make a run and maybe get into the college football playoff, certainly since it's expanded to 12 teams. Like for you and for like when you played at Ole Miss, and you're right, like y'all had some really good moments when you first got there and Eli Manning and you're playing for the division, but like to see them where they're at now, like as a former Ole Miss Rebel, like what does that mean to you?
Yeah, man, it brings a smile to my face. And like you said, there was a time when, I remember my time that we didn't win a whole lot of games, and so I just remember seeing them over the years. I remember they had Dexter McCluster that year. They had him, and they started winning some games, and it was cool because you get around your teammates, and on Saturdays we have practice, and everybody talking about who's going to be playing who, and you never really could just be proud to say like, I'm proud because I went to Ole Miss, but it wasn't. You didn't know if he was going to win those big games or the games you should win, and so to see them now, man, being considered like one of the top programs in football is truly amazing. And so shout out to Lane Kiffin and his coaching staff and just the whole Ole Miss family. I know now when I go back, I don't get to get back to a whole lot of games. I try to get back to at least one or two a year if I can. But man, I tell you what, the atmosphere is like no other. I will say I don't know if it's the same kind of SEC feel like it used to be back in the day because of the whole NIL and everybody just, in and out. But, man, he's doing a tremendous job there, and it's exciting to see.
Patrick, so I know you'll have this great in-state rivalry. So it's everything that's great about college football. But LSU, Ole Miss, I mean, this is a historical rival. Now, in the SEC world, it's a little bit different because there's so many good teams you play every year. So there's everybody's got beef with everybody, right? But there's something a little bit different about this LSU. So is the LSU game, does it come close to the emotional feel to the fans, to the players, to the coaches as like the Ole Miss Mississippi State game?
Man, that's a great question. I don't know if it's man, that's a heck of a question. I'm not from Mississippi nor LSU, but I know a lot of people come from those states and go to school at Ole Miss and have a lot of family, whether it's players or just students. And I don't know, man. It's something about LSU, the program itself, and for so many years, LSU been just, I guess LSU and, I would say talent-wise, a lot of people, the top stars and stuff, they usually would pick LSU over Ole Miss. And so every time we play, it's almost like, man, we like the little brothers. But now I really feel like, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to see them play because I'm like, it's going. One, they always play tough against each other. But now it's almost like, I tip my hat off to Ole Miss because they won some big games over the years against LSU, and so like I said, I'm excited to see how this weekend is going to go. I have heard that LSU may not be the LSU of old. I guess I would say. I don't know how old we go back, but I'm excited to see it.
All right, so I'm going to ask you this before we let you go, and Patrick, can't thank you enough for your time. Now, I know if I asked you who's going to win the game, obviously you would pick Ole Miss. I would hope you'd pick Ole Miss, and so I'm not going to ask you that. I'm going to ask you this question about the game. Is it going to be like a couple of years ago in Oxford where it was a shootout? It was the last team that had the ball. It was like both teams scored in the 40s, or is it going to be more of an old-school throwback SEC game? LSU's defense has been really good this year, and you can see it being maybe like 17-14. Which game do you think we're going to see in Oxford?
Man, that's a great question. I guess then it would come down to defenses because I feel like, man, Lane, his offense be putting up points. Somehow they get points on the board. And so, I think it's going to come down to Coach Golden, his defensive scheme. I know they have a heck of a linebacker in Surtain, but, that's just one guy, and so I feel like they come out and they have a good defensive game. And the way that offense, has been clicking with, I like both quarterbacks. I'm going to air, man, it is college football, man. They just going like points and stuff. Like, I'm like,
it's unpredictable.
Let's go 14. Let's go one of those. Let's go the low score.
Okay. I can get behind that.
Defensive guy wants a defensive game, of course.
Running back wants a defensive game, too. That means we're getting to tote the rock a little bit.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just feel like this year, man, the whole football world is a defensive game for some reason. So, I'm going to go with it's going to be a low-scoring game. Ole Miss on top, of course.
Yeah, look, if you didn't pick Ole Miss, I think something was wrong. All right, there he is, Patrick Willis. Man, Patrick, we can't thank you enough. I mean, you're out there on the West Coast, so you woke up early with us this morning, so we appreciate it. It was a pleasure sharing the field with you every time. It's a pleasure sharing the airwaves as well, so we appreciate it. We'll have to do this again soon.
Hey, man, thank you guys, Hester and Glenn, and howdy toddy, let's go, man.
Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Absolutely. See you, brother. All right, there he is, Patrick Willis, former Ole Miss linebacker, NFL Hall of Famer.
What a legend.
A true legend. And as you can tell there in the interview, just one of the good guys of the game as well. He had no business being as good and as smart as he was on the football field.
No business.
It's like, hey, you're not supposed to have both of those, pal.
And you're too nice to be so scary on the field.
He would run over you and then help you up and be like, good job. It's like, what did I do good on that play?
Tell me the things I accomplished on that play. You destroyed me?
Yeah. So we appreciate his time.
Absolutely.
And, they look, Ole Miss wasn't who they are now when he was there. But I tell you what, they always played hard, and they always brought it every single time. And great competitor. And so I'm glad we got a chance to catch up with him here on the show. All right, we'll step away, get to your questions to close out today's show. A little Ask the Bench here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to Bujo'sElectrical.com, Bujo'sElectrical.com. There you can get that free Generac quote that we're always telling you about in the top right corner of the website. With Boudreaux's, it's always more power and more protection. On the North Shore, it is 985-397-1562. In the greater Baton Rouge area, it is 225-300-9389. And again, always online at Bujo'sElectrical.com.
That's right. Boudreaux, they are your trusted Generac, whole home Generac experts for over 40 years. Family owned and operated right here in Napoleonville. Neil, Melissa, and Justin Boudreaux are proud to deliver the highest level of service possible with a real local person answering your call and a local expert showing up at your door. So if you're looking for a generator, if you're looking to protect your home, protect your things, and have that peace of mind of a whole home Generac generator, give them a call. Family owned. Boudreaux's Electrical, BoudreauxElectrical.com.
Locked in on LSU football 24/7. You're listening to Off the Bench.
We were all down at Margie's bar, telling stories if we had one. Someone fired the old jukebox up. The song it sure was a sad one. Teardrop rolled.
I was saving it.
Yeah. It's a closer.
I can't. Does anyone else can't wait till tomorrow to slam dunk
Oh man,
some
and
funk?
just slam dunk the funk. Yeah. Oh wait, I already thought it was Friday. That just killed my. No. It's
Oh, you
fine.
love Thursday.
I do love Thursday.
Went to his truck and got a.
It's going to be a real short segment, everybody, because we just talked to one hell of an American, hell of a human being, and a hell of a football player, Mr. Patrick Willis.
Let's get to one ass bench at least. What does QB1 want to see from Nussmeier this Saturday?
Decisiveness, push the ball down the field, make good reads because they're going to give you a lot of opportunities. Hey, if you keep your eyes open, they might even tell you when they're running cover one.
Or cover 3.
All you really have to do is open your eyeballs, and they will tell you because I'm sure they're talking hand signals in that LSU in the QB meeting room this week. So just keep your eyes open. They'll give you some tells. But, just go dominate.
Nook said, ask the
9
bench.
tutters.
We need more role models like Patrick Willis. How do we make that happen?
Amen.
See, there's not many like him, though.
Yep.
That's the thing. Like, again,
Good
I say it all the
person, good
time.
player.
Nobody
thank
should
God.
be smarter, faster, and stronger than you. But that's what Patrick Willis was every single time. We appreciate him, and we appreciate you. We love you. We'll see you
Love you.
tomorrow.
Off the Bench.